Let's get right into it. Number 10. Printer ink, the liquid gold scam. You know how drug dealers give you the first hit for free? That's what printer companies are doing with their printers. They sell these machines for less than it costs to make them, but the ink cartridges are where they get you. Printer ink costs more per ounce than expensive champagne or fancy perfume. We're talking about $60 for a tiny cartridge that's mostly empty space and plastic. And your printer is lying to you about being out of ink. Those low ink warnings pop up when there's still 20 to 40% of ink left. It's like your car telling you it's out of gas when the tank is still a quarter full. The cheap twin to this nightmare is generic ink cartridges and refill kits. These cost about 70% less than the brand name stuff, and it's often the exact same ink. Printer companies will tell you using generic ink will void your warranty, but in the US, that's illegal. It's like a car company saying you can only use their brand of gas. Another pro tip is a continuous ink supply system. It's like a big water cooler bottle for your printer. You can print thousands of pages for pennies. No more surprise empty cartridges right when you need to print something important. So next time your printer begs for its expensive juice, you've got options. Number 9. Gold-plated HDMI cables. You're at the electronics store, and the salesperson hits you with, "You'll want our premium gold-plated HDMI cable for that. It's only $89.99. Here's the secret. HDMI cables carry digital signals. That means it's all ones and zeros, like a light switch being on or off. There's no premium quality version of on or off. The signal either gets there, or it doesn't. It's like paying extra for premium electricity to power your toaster. Your toast isn't going to come out any crispier with fancy electrons. A $5 HDMI cable from Amazon works exactly the same as that $90 premium cable, down to the last pixel. The only difference is that one cable has some shiny gold-colored metal on the ends, and you're paying an extra $85 for that pretty color. That gold plating is so thin, it's worth about 2 cents. You could scrape off all the gold and not have enough to buy a gumball. Number 8. Brand name cleaning sprays. You're at the store staring at a $5 bottle of all-purpose cleaner with a lemon on it. That fancy spray is basically just water with a tiny bit of soap and some artificial scent. The bottle is about 95% water, 3% detergent, and 2% fragrance. You're paying about $4.75 for water and 25 cents for the stuff that actually cleans. Here's the dirt cheap twin. Mix 1 part white vinegar with 1 part water in a spray bottle. Total cost is about 30 cents, and it often works better than the fancy stuff. The acetic acid in vinegar is a natural disinfectant that cuts through grease and kills bacteria. If you don't like the smell, just add a few lemon peels to the bottle or wait 5 minutes. The vinegar smell disappears completely once it dries. You can stop paying premium prices for fancy water that smells like a robot's idea of a lemon. Number 7. Premium vodka. You're buying $60 premium vodka to impress your friends, but it's often the same as the $15 bottle. By law, vodka has to be a neutral spirit, processed to be without distinctive character, aroma, taste, or color. Blind taste tests consistently prove that even experts can't tell the difference. In a famous blind taste test, food critics from the New York Times compared Grey Goose to Costco's Kirkland vodka. Most picked Kirkland as the better-tasting, smoother vodka. The $14 Costco vodka beat the $35 Grey Goose. Most premium vodkas just filter their product a few more times to get that smooth taste. You can do that at home with a basic water filter. In one experiment, college students ran cheap vodka through a Brita filter 7 times. In a blind taste test, people thought it was top-shelf stuff. Number 6. Keto branded foods. The biggest scam in grocery stores right now is anything with keto on the label. They're the designer handbags of the food world. Same stuff, fancy label, triple the price. Regular almonds cost about $6 a pound, but slap keto-friendly on a sleek black package, and suddenly they're $18 a pound. Almonds have always been keto-friendly. They didn't go to some special keto school. They're just almonds. Same with pork rinds. Regular pork rinds cost $2 a bag. Keto-certified pork rinds in a fancy bag cost $8. And don't get me started on keto bacon. It's just bacon. All bacon is keto. That's like selling vegetarian-approved lettuce. You're paying a massive premium for a label on a food that was already what you wanted. Number 5. High-end skincare serums. You're staring at a tiny bottle of face serum that costs more than your weekly groceries. It's in a fancy glass bottle that promises rare Swiss glacier water and diamond dust. The $200 serum very likely has the exact same active ingredients as a $15 one from a brand like The Ordinary. Same hyaluronic acid, same vitamin C, Same niacinamide. The only difference is the marketing and the bottle. That rare Swiss glacier water is just water with a fancy backstory, and diamond dust is usually just mica, the same glittery mineral in kids' art supplies. Often, the cheaper serum has a higher concentration of the ingredient that actually works. You're literally paying more for less. The only thing that expensive serum does better is make your wallet lighter and your bathroom shelf prettier. Number 4. Alkaline water. Alkaline water promises to balance your body's pH and costs about 3 times more than regular water. Those fancy bottles with pH 9+ on the label are basically the astrology of beverages. Your body is already a pH balancing master. Your stomach is intensely acidic to digest food. As soon as alkaline water hits it, the acid neutralizes it instantly. Furthermore, your blood maintains a perfect pH of around 7.4 no matter what you eat or drink. If your blood pH changed even slightly, you'd be in a medical emergency. Most alkaline water is just regular water with a few minerals like calcium or potassium added to raise the pH. This is something your tap water often does naturally as it runs through rocks. You're essentially paying a massive markup for water that's been convinced it's special. Number 3. Fancy kitchen knives. You're thinking about dropping $300 on a shiny Japanese chef's knife that looks like it was forged by samurai angels, but most professional chefs actually use knives that cost less than your last takeout order. With expensive knives, you're mostly paying for Instagram-worthy patterns and handles made from exotic wood. The secret isn't the price, it's the steel and how sharp you keep it. A cheap knife that's properly sharpened will outperform a dull, expensive one every single time. The dirt cheap twin here is the Victorinox Fibrox Pro. It costs about $40, and it's the workhorse of most restaurant kitchens. It's not pretty. It looks like something you'd find in a serial killer's garage sale. But this ugly duckling will slice through a tomato like it insulted its mother. And unlike that $300 art piece, you won't need therapy when someone inevitably uses it to open an Amazon package. Number 2. Phone charging cables. You're getting scammed every time you buy an official phone charger. Apple charges around $30 for a lightning cable, but there's nothing special about it. It's just copper wires and plastic with a little chip that tells your phone, "Hey, I'm legit." You can buy certified cables on Amazon for $8 that have the exact same chip and materials. They charge your phone at the exact same speed. That extra $22 goes to fancy packaging and a logo that costs more than the actual cable. The crazy part is, both cables probably came from the same factory. The only difference is which sticker they slapped on at the end of the line. In fact, those $8 Amazon cables often last longer because they have better strain relief at the ends. That's the reinforced part that stops the cable from fraying when you bend it. Next time your cable dies, skip the Apple Store. Just make sure whatever you buy is MFI certified. That means it has that special chip that keeps your phone happy. Number 1. Greeting cards. The average card costs around $7 these days. You are paying $7 for a folded piece of cardboard with someone else's cheesy words on it. The actual cost to make that card is about 15 cents. When you buy that happy birthday mom card with the glitter that gets everywhere, you're paying a 4,500% markup. These companies aren't just selling paper, they're selling guilt. You're at the store, looking at 2 cards. One's $7 with fancy foil. The other's $2. Your brain goes, well, I can't buy the cheap one. What kind of monster gets their mom a $2 card? And that's exactly what they want you to think. The dirt cheap twin is at the dollar store. Those cards cost $1 and say the same thing. Or even better, grab some cardstock. A badly drawn stick figure and your actual handwriting mean way more than some stranger's pre-written poem about how great moms are. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.